Well, we've had a pretty rainy spring up here on Lake George, but hopefully the sunny Memorial Day weekend is the start of a turnaround here, and we have a great June, July, and August, and really great boating season here on Lake George. Recording from our dock here on another rainy day, so taking advantage of some downtime at the marina to recap episodes 6 through 10 that featured another great group of guests. This group of episodes featured a really wide range of boating experts and industry people. We had Betty Bauman, founder and CEO of Ladies Let's Go Fishing. We had Dan DeGeorge, VP of Sales for Docka, a new boating app. We had Stephanie Vatalaro, who's the VP of Communications for the Recreational Boating and Fishing Foundation. We had Diane Seltzer, the Marketing Director of SureShade, founder of MyBoatLife.com and BoaterKids.com, and author of The Amazing Adventures of Boat Girl. And we had Kristen Frohnhoefer, President of SeaTow International and the SeaTow Foundation. About every 5 episodes, I like to look back and see what kind of commonalities we can find among our guests, shared advice, things that really stand out as great things for new boaters to learn, and things that will help our boating lifestyle enthusiasts. With the timing of these episodes falling around National Safe Boating Week, we touched on a lot of different safety issues. Kristen and the SeaTow Foundation are working hard to promote the Designate a Sober Skipper campaign and National Safe Boating Week. National Safe Boating Week really is the kickoff week, but safe boating is a year-round campaign. Here at Freedom Boat Club, we partook in the Wear a Life Jacket to Work Day, and nationally had a really great effort posting pictures and doing social media things around wearing your life jackets and PFD awareness. Diane and I discussed raising safe boating children, and again, PFDs come up. That starts with getting them accustomed to wearing their life jackets as soon as they step on the dock. Start the good habits young, and it'll carry into older childhood and hopefully into adulthood. We also talked a lot about the importance of sun safety and the industry collaborative called Sun Safe Boating. It's a topic that can sometimes be overlooked. Everyone wants to go out there and get a great tan, but is really an incredibly important aspect of safe boating. You're out there taking a beating from the sun all day long, reflecting off the water, and it's your health that you really are taking care of when you're a sun-safe boater. Many of our guests took the boat safety course as children. That's something I'm hearing a lot too, is a lot of these boaters, their parents raised them as boaters, taught them themselves, but also required them to take the safe boating classes. They had a wide range of experiences getting started in boating, from basically at birth to later on in adulthood. Diane wasn't a boater as a child, but was hooked after a weekend trip on a sailboat in Rock Hall, Maryland, and pretty soon after bought her first boat with her now husband, but then boyfriend, and took a big risk buying that boat together. His initial training came from just book knowledge, reading everything he could get his hands on, and that book knowledge is still something that guides him on the water today, even as an experienced skipper. Kristen, on the other hand, has been boating just about since birth. She was told one of the first times out when she was just a couple months old, they took a wave over the side of the boat and she got drenched and cold and didn't cry and knew she was going to be a boater for life. She learned how to both sail and operate power boats and still enjoys both. Much of her childhood was spent out on the sailboat, sailing over to Newport or Essex, spending the night on Block Island, or just rafting up with friends. She remembers those great days out with the family as some of the best times of her childhood. Stephanie was the same way, boating as a young child on Lake Erie until at the age of 7 they relocated to the Florida Keys and her father became a fishing guide. So she got to experience boating on the pleasure side and also from the commercial side with her father in the business. Dan's family rented boats here up on Lake George before purchasing their own, and his father taught him how to boat here on the lake. He still brings his whole Docka team up for a little Lake George getaway and gets to show them where he learned to boat. Betty loved boating growing up, but got a lot more serious about it after getting a job with Wellcraft doing their marketing. That's also where she learned how to fish, doing marketing at different tournaments. She figured, hey, I need to know a little bit about something, and she started learning how to fish, and now, of course, is teaching all the women and ladies Let's Go Boating how to fish. Talking to all these guests really shows me how much there is to do, and there's a lot of different types of boating, and there's a lot of different ways to enjoy your time on the water. Betty, of course, loves to fish in the Florida Keys and Chokoloskee, which she calls the Jurassic Park of fishing, and in the Bahamas. Stephanie and her family go out on their 24-foot Pursuit Center console for a day of fishing or just going to the beach. Kristen likes to still raft up with friends and family, take a ride around Shelter Island or Sag Harbor, go out with the niece and nephew, beach the boat, watch them swim in the water, and jump off the boat. Diane is on Chesapeake Bay, a beautiful, enormous body of water, and they just love to explore. She says you can spend a lifetime boating on the Chesapeake Bay, exploring it all, and probably still not see it all. Dan, of course, still likes to come up to Lake George and do some cliff jumping, do some water sports, do all those fun different things. So whatever type of outdoor activity or adventure you're into, there's a boat and a body of water that'll fit that. They give some really, really great advice for beginners and for people thinking about getting into boating. Kristen says sometimes you can overlook this, but make sure you have a cooler full of water and snacks because you do never know how long you're going to be out there. And SeaTow gets out to you fast, gets you home fast, but if it's going to be a little bit of a delay, you want to make sure you can stay hydrated and keep some food in your belly there. You also may want to bring an extra jacket because it gets cooler at night, and if you're stuck out a little longer at night, you want to make sure you can stay warm too. Stephanie suggests more than a thing to bring on a boat is do the training beforehand. Do your homework first. Understand the rules of the road, the navigation basics, how to read the chart, how to read the GPS. If you have a chance to do a training or do a trial, take it, do it, and you'll feel a lot better out on the water and have a lot more fun. Betty talked a little bit about finding the right rod and reel, learning what's conventional, what's spinning, what kind of reel you need for the fishing you want to do. It's not a one-size-fits-all always, and if you have the right kind of gear, you're going to have a better time and bring more fish on board. Your local tackle shops are a great place to start. We have one called Fish 307 here that if you walk in there and tell them what you want to catch and what you want to do, they will make sure you are outfitted well and ready to go. She also suggests making sure you find the kind of boat you want. Just mentioned different kind of boats fit different kind of activities, and trying a bunch out first and really seeing what fits your lifestyle is going to make it a lifestyle that you're going to be a part of for a long time. DiscoverBoating.com is a website that keeps coming up over and over, almost with every guest. If you're investigating boating, it'll tell you what your different options are. If you're looking more specifically into buying a boat, you can match boats to activities and get a really good idea of where to start, where to begin the process. Another thing that we hear over and over is try it before you make that big investment. Find some friends, go to a dealer, take some test drives, do some sea trials, get a feel for the activity. I personally think that everyone is going to find that they love it, but even as specific as, narrowing down which type of boat, whether you want a pontoon or a bow rider, or a deck boat or cabin cruiser or whatever, the more experience you can have on other people's boats before you make that big purchase or make that investment in a club, the better off you're going to be. To a person, they all pretty much agree that everyone they talk to that's interested in boating, the one piece of advice they're going to give or thing they're going to tell them is just do it. Figure out how to do it, do all this research, do all this work ahead of time, take the courses. But the biggest piece of advice is just do it. Figure out how to get on the water. It's an activity you're going to love, your family's going to love. It's a way to have experiences and memories that truly, truly are going to last a lifetime. And there's nothing better than spending that time on the water with those people close to you, creating stories and memories that you're going to be retelling and remembering forever. We have a really, really great group of guests coming up. I'm very excited about the different variety of things that we're going to learn, from boat maintenance, from some of the manufacturers of products that you're using or you may want to use, to how to get into water sports or how to really improve at water sports from a water skiing champion. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you keep listening. Any feedback you have would be great. Want to just keep making this better and more informative and more fun for you guys to listen to. So until next time, happy boating, and if you feel the urge, give us a nice review on iTunes. We would love it. Thanks.